All right, we'll go ahead and get started. Good afternoon, everyone. A lot of familiar faces, but for those of you who don't know me, I'm Mike Prang. I'm the Sports Information Director here. We want to first start by thanking you all for showing up for today's press conference for our new head football coach. We welcome a lot of our visiting media, along with some of our campus community, our athletic department staff, and our senior staff. One thing to note, thanks to Adrian College TV, today's stream is live streamed and will be available on demand shortly after our event. Today's a very exciting day for our athletic department and our college as a whole. We are excited to introduce our new head football coach and look forward to the future of our football program and get back to the top of the MIAA. Before we get to that, I'd like to take this time to introduce Athletic Director of Adrian College, Craig Rainey.
Thank you, and I'd also like to welcome everybody here today for this announcement and an exciting new era to Adrian College football. These searches are never easy and are very time-consuming. So first, I'd like to thank the people that were involved in making this day possible and happening for us. It's the process has been the last few weeks, and I think it's ran very smoothly and all to the credit of the people that I'll mention. First, our administrative team here at AC, President Docking and Frank Rebar, their leadership and vision is continuing to make our athletic department a destination for great coaches and players. So we thank them for their part. Our athletic administration, these people make our athletic department run day to day. Meg Sharp, Bill Schindel, Gary Ostalis, and Adam Krug. These four truly support our vision and what Adrian College stands for and have worked extremely hard in making this possible. The football committee, obviously most of you know I am not a football guy, so I thought it was very important that I surrounded myself with some people that understood the X's and O's of football. So I assembled and asked some of the people that I respect greatly in the football community to be part of this committee. They did a tremendous amount of work, many late nights, and a very extensive interview process. So it was truly important for them to be involved. I think the cool thing about their committee is all of these people have a connection to Adrian College, which I felt was very important. First, and kind of the leader of this committee was Ron Labadie. Most of you will know that Ron was a former coach here and one of the best coaches in Adrian College history. We had four great alumni that were part of the process. Kevin Fry, who was a former wide receiver and still lives in the community. Chad O'Brien, an AC linebacker and athletic director at Adrian High. Aaron Klotz, former defensive back and assistant baseball coach at AC. Taz Wallace, a linebacker and former high school football coach at Madison. So I truly appreciate all of your efforts and the time you guys put in and the sacrifices that you made to be here and make this happen. I think as we look for our next football coach at Adrian College, we picked out certain qualities that this person must possess for them to be successful in this job and to succeed. I'll just list a couple of things that we thought we needed to look for. A successful track record in winning football games and turning out great people. They needed to have a connection to Adrian College. I felt that was very important. A recruiting background in Michigan, Ohio, Indiana, where our recruiting ties need to be the strongest. The ability to engage alumni and community leaders in Lenawee County, and also to create a culture that builds great young men. Those were some of the qualities that I thought our next football coach needed to be. Joe Palka fits all of these criteria and more. We are excited for him to bring the tradition of success on the field and off the field to our program. We are looking for his leadership to once again restore Adrian College to the top of the MIAA. His ties to high school programs within this region should help him recruit outstanding young men. Joe is a person that grew up and coached in this area, which gives him the knowledge of the pride we have had in AC football and the standards we want to achieve. We are extremely excited that Coach Palka has decided to become a Bulldog. I'd like to officially welcome him to the new era of Adrian College football.
All right.
We'll let Coach Palka make a few statements, and then we'll open it up for some questions and answers.
Okay. Well, first of all, I'm very humbled and very appreciative to be sitting in this spot today. It's not anything that I take lightly. It's just probably the thrill, one of the top thrills of my life, and number two would be probably right there. Number one, I should say. With my wife. I'm thinking all football today, President. In all seriousness, I'd like to also make a couple thank yous, although I'll be quick, to President Docking and obviously Craig Rainey for their support for the football committee, with Coach Labadie, with Aaron, with Kevin, with Taz, and then Chad O'Brien. I know is out there; it's got to be out there somewhere, but just their support, along with the support of the administrative staff that I met here, all of the assistant ADs. Admissions, you name it, everybody has been unbelievably supportive. So I'm very grateful for that and would like to say thank you. In all seriousness, I would like to thank my family. My wife, Keeneline, is here. I'd like her to stand up if she would. We've been married over 30 years, and hopefully I get one more year after making that last comment. And then also my oldest son, Tyler, is here. I'd like him to stand up. I have two more family members that could not be here. I have my oldest is a young lady named Emmeline, and she's currently teaching, couldn't get here today. And my youngest son is Jeb, who graduated and played at Concordia. There's no secret here. Both Jeb and Tyler will be involved in our football process here at Adrian College moving forward. So I wanted you to get a chance to know who everybody was. I do want to talk just for a couple seconds about my quick beliefs without going into a lot of detail. I think there's some things that you need to know. I think that you're going to hear me talk a lot about people, and I believe that the foundation of success for anything is all about relationships and all about people. And there's really, as I talk to you today, there's three groups I wanted to focus on. Number one, I'd like to talk about the current players. Do I have any current players on our team that are here today? Yes. Would you guys, if you're sitting, would you stand up? I'd like a round of applause for the guys that took the time to be here today. One thing you need to know about them is they did not choose me, okay? I chose them, and our family and our coaching staff has chosen you. All I can ask from you is that you give us the opportunity to work and to grow with you guys and to accomplish a great deal of success over the next 2, 3, or 4 years. So I'm going to talk more to you in a little bit, but I just want you to know that I need your permission. I need your help, and it's a big deal to me that you were here to be a part of this today. So thank you. In regards to current players, there's a couple things that I think are important. The first thing is my job is to take them a little bit farther than they could take themselves. And I think to do that, it's a group effort, and you have to be able to build a relationship. So I'm going to need that group. We're not just going to instantly say, hey, we have to go get a recruiting class. That group has to be the foundation. So as I talk to you guys and look at you guys, you're important to me. And things are going to be set up for success for you, and we're going to build around you. When I talk about recruiting, the thing that I always think of about recruiting is we're going to look for winners. And I know that's, hopefully we have a ton of those on our team currently, but guys that I'm looking for out there that will recruit are guys that know how to win. And guys that aren't necessarily always just going to take the easy path or maybe take the route that is a sure thing. I want guys that are hungry. I want guys that want to come in and be a part of something special, something that they can help turn around, something that, again, that when they look at it at the end of their career, they'll say, you know what, I took the hard way, and that made a difference, and we turned that thing around there, and they can be proud as heck about that. So I'm not just going to look for the average guy. I'm going to look for a winner and a guy that wants to be a part of something special and help rebuild it. You should ask me, what are you looking for in your staff? I'm going to look for the same types of things I would look for in recruiting. I'm going to look for relentless workers that are great role models and are great relationship builders and also are great representatives of Adrian College. I want those guys to be dads to our players, and I want them to be somebody that this community and this college are very proud of when they walk across the street, you see them in the grocery store, or they're out recruiting in the high school. To do all that, I get all those people together, and I think really the thing at the end of the day, what we'll look at is we'll say, what's it take to win? And really, it's what I call, and other people have called, closing the gap. Okay, so what do you do to close that gap? The gap is where we're here now and where the potential can be, and what do we do to close that on a daily basis? One of the things that I believe in wholeheartedly is a continual improvement model. So what we'll talk about all the time is waking up every day and finding a way to get just one day better. If I continue to get one day better, okay, and I work to build those relationships, then I work to tap all the resources and tap the "it raises a village," saying, then all of a sudden winning takes care of itself. Winning becomes a byproduct of that continual improvement. So really what I'd like to finish with before I answer any questions would be that it's going to take all of us. It's going to take everybody in this room. It's going to take the players. It's going to take the staff. It's going to take the community. And if we all pull in together and we're all pulling for the same team, then great things can happen. I am thrilled and excited to be the leader of that. And all I want to do is get more people on that bandwagon. The faster we can do that, the better. But I want you to know at the end of the day, I am very humbled. I am very grateful. I want to do the best job possible for our players, for our alumni, for our community, and our school. It's no small task to be the football coach at Adrian College. Today's day one. I'm fired up. So thanks for your time, and I'll take any questions at this point. Yeah, I'll be honest, it's never been about the facilities. I love the facilities here. It's always been about the people. It's probably no secret that I have ties to a lot of people in this room. I look at Mike Duffy, who I've coached with, who my friends play for. I look at other guys that are a part of this committee that I have relationships with. I've coached with Aaron, coached with Chad. Chad has been on my staff at Saline for a number of years. And then the opportunity to meet guys like Craig Rainey and Frank, and be a part of it with Ron Labadie over the past. Really, Ron and I have talked for 4 years, so it's been about the people. And then what probably capped it off, to be honest with you, is I sat in the president's office, and the thing I told him is he reminds me a lot of the superintendent that hired me at Saline. The guy's a winner. He wants what's best for the university, and he demands excellence. And I want to be held accountable just like everybody else. So it's people, and it wasn't a single person that through this whole process that I didn't get fired up about and talk when I went home with my wife about and just said, hey, I want to be a part of that. So it wasn't anything I was just hoping for the best. I wanted this job, and I wanted it badly.
Chris Losa, Daily Telegram. Kind of along the same lines as his question, but obviously, throwing your hat in the ring for any job was, taken pretty seriously, giving a job you're leaving from Saline. So what was it about Adrian College that really, initially made you want to, apply for this position?
It was hard to leave Saline. I've told that to several people. It was hard to have those goodbyes last Friday when you've been someplace for 12 years. So I knew it was going to take somewhere special to pull me from there. And I just think there's a phenomenal opportunity here. My dad's an Adrian College graduate. And as I said, we've got a lot of ties to Adrian College. I really have never went far from this area. I've lived in Monroe County, but I've been in Lenawee County a ton of my life. I love it here. I think in a lot of ways, to not be cliche-ish, it's a sleeping giant. I think the opportunity is here for greatness. And it's just always a program I grew up with and always a program that I've watched. And there's not many college programs that while I was coaching high school football, I would look for the score every week. I would look for the Adrian score, every week. So I just think there's an incredible opportunity. Timing is everything. I think it's the right time for me as a professional. I think it's the right time, hopefully, for Adrian College. And I think when you look at it, I think things happen for a reason. And I firmly believe that there's a lot of things at play that put me in place here today. But really, it comes down to tradition, comes down to familiarity, and comes down to kind of a lifelong dream.
How long have you kind of been thinking about making the move to college, or is it something that you saw this job open up and you felt that this was the one and only job you wanted there?
I've been involved in a couple head coaching jobs in college over the last 2 or 3 years, and none of them did I ever feel comfortable taking. I always, for a couple reasons. Number one, I have a lot of loyalty. I'm a family man. I didn't want to move. I didn't want to go 2 hours away and take another job just to take a job. And I also felt in my heart, and this is true, if I would have taken one of those jobs, what happens if Adrian College opens? So I had a good job, and I love Saline, and I was comfortable there waiting until the right opportunity opens up, and this was the right opportunity. I've always loved coaching in college, even though I've been in high school my last 2 stops. At every opportunity there, it was just a phenomenal experience, and I'm hungry to get back to that level, to be honest with you. I feel we've accomplished a lot where we've been. We've been fortunate. I think it's time to take the next step with a new group of young men at a new level and try to take that to the top.
Are you planning on keeping any of the coaching staff here, or are you trying to refresh everything here?
It's not a matter of trying to keep or trying to bring in. I think any coach is always going to be more comfortable with people that he's worked with and knows how they operate in and day out. And any time that you have an opportunity, you always are going to go to those guys first. I am going to meet with the current staff. The crazy thing about coaching is sometimes you think you have the staff all planned out, and then a month later something falls through with somebody. So I want to make sure I meet those guys, that I get a chance to understand a little bit about them and keep all those doors open.
Hi, Coach. Ian Went with WLEN Radio here in town. It's hard to predict the future, but Adrian College football has had consistency and continuity over the decades. We don't hire many coaches here. Could you see this being a long-term commitment to the school?
I talked to Craig the first time I met him, and my answer to that was, I'm not looking for another job. I'm not looking to try to get to Saginaw Valley or to northern Michigan. I'm here for the long haul. And if you looked at my stops over the past 2 stops, I was at 6, and then I stayed 12. And as a young professional, I maybe moved a little more often. As I'm a little bit older, I understand what it takes to stay and make a commitment and have stability and have continuity within your program. So it's not going to do any of us any good if Joe Palka is looking for the next job or any of his assistants are looking for the next job. And I certainly understand that we want to win right away. I'm not going to shy away from that. So when you have success, maybe those opportunities come. But I thought about this job a lot, and I thought about what I want in my future, and I'm firmly planted here and ready to be here for a long time.
What's your approach going to be for maybe transfer portal or maybe NIL? College football's a lot different than 5-10 years ago.
Well, I think one of the things I pride myself in being is creative, and I think that we have to stay current. It's kind of like what you do offensively. You have to stay ahead of the defense year in and year out. So I think that we have to use all those tools to our advantage. I think that the base of what you do is always going to be the high school football player. And as Craig alluded to, a strong base that comes out of Michigan, Northwest Ohio, and Northern Indiana. I mean, that's what we're going to build our base on. And then I think from there, you look at what do I need to do to supplement that, and in some cases, what do I need to do to have success a little bit earlier. So I think that prudent use of the portal makes sense. I also have talked to several of the people in charge here, and I would like to explore NIL possibilities, at least for our upperclassmen moving down the road. So I think those are all things that you have to stay cognizant of as you move forward, and if you're not doing that, you're going to get left behind.
I have a question for Mr. Rainey, if that's okay, too. Yeah. Okay. Adrian College has a large athletics department, considering the size of the school. They're kind of like a big family. What do you think Coach can bring to the Adrian College family?
Yes, as we got into this process a little bit, obviously I've had some players that have played for me from Saline. So I did a little background check and things, and Coach probably doesn't even know that and things. But it's when you hear people that played for him and people that have been around him. One of my players was his athletic trainer this year. They all just have great things to say, and they also talk about his culture, how he's a family guy, how he makes everybody feel part of it, his leadership skills. So I think those are all the qualities that we were looking for in things, and I think that's why Joe's sitting here today is that he fits into our family and our culture here and what we're trying to do in our athletic department.
Thank you for taking my questions, and welcome to Adrian College.
Yeah, thank you. It's great to be here.
Coach mentioned earlier about recruiting and kind of landscape where you guys want to recruit at hard with Michigan, Ohio. How big do you feel that is for you, you know, coming from Saline, making long-term runs and seeing all these top programs year in, year out?
Well, you know, one of the things I'm going to tell the players, you know, when I meet with them shortly is the amount of texts that I've gotten from two groups really in particular. One is college coaches and pro coaches. I mean, the amount of contacts that we've been able to cultivate and develop over the years has been phenomenal. So I'm going to use that to our advantage. The second thing is that group of high school coaches, guys that I've either coached against, clinicked with, recruited when I was a college coach, is just vast, and a large number of them are Adrian College alums. It's been really exciting. And even guys that I haven't talked to in a while have come out of the woodwork. Hey, how can we help? I can help you up here in Macomb County. I can help you down here in the Dayton area. You know, all those things, guys are just pouring out right now with volunteering their help and their services. And that, to me, that's a fun part of the job. I want to get around. We want to be on the road. We want to get back and cultivate all those relationships. And again, I think that's just grassroots recruiting, and well, that's one of the things that we're excited to do.
Coach, one for me. Kind of what are your plans to not only provide a winning environment, but also give our student athletes the best college experience that they can have?
Well, I think that the number one thing is especially Division III football, you need to have fun. You need to have a competitive environment, an environment that you feel that you have relationships that you can trust and you can build with your position coaches. And the things just need to fly by. If it's a practice, for example, or if it's a day in the weight room or it's a competition, that needs to fly by. And it flies by because you're enjoying yourself, it's competitive, you're held accountable, and you're finding yourself getting better. If we don't have the ability to get anybody better, then everything falls apart. So if players see themselves getting better, that's when you're going to have success. So I think providing that type of environment then leads to players buying into and creating their own culture. You know, the staff will help create the culture, but ultimately it's players that create the culture. So then when they get to the point when they're juniors and seniors and they don't want to leave, then you've done something. You know, and when people want to stay for that third or that fourth or even that fifth year, then you're accomplishing something. So we're just going to do what I've always done, and we're going to put it in practice. I joked with Craig, I'm not rolling in here with a cape today. You know, I'm not Superman. We're going to do what we do, and that's been a great model, and I know it's going to work here as well. We're just working with older guys that I know have, you know, some different interests. So that's what I think that you're going to get out of me, and I think the other thing that you're going to get out of our staff is just guys that truly care about people and don't have agendas and really are here for the success of the players. And the other thing, too, that's got to happen is I want an Adrian College football player to be looked at favoritively in the community and on campus. You know, wherever they go, they're representing Adrian College football. I need them to be the shining stars. And I think that means supporting everybody else on campus. That means supporting people in the community. When I say it's a give and take with everybody, that's what I mean. And I can't wait to get started to provide that experience for our players.
On Friday, when we announced you as head coach, all over social media has been nothing but positive comments. And today I even heard a story from somebody in Chicago that said, you guys made the right hire. What can you say about those comments?
Money only goes so far. I try to pay as many as you know, one of the things I mentioned to Craig, too, and I keep referencing Craig because I've been in his ear all the time, is that I guess the testament to, you know, you being a good coach is testimonials by your players. Really. It's just funny. Just get emotional about that kind of stuff. So hopefully I can do that here. Next question.
Anything else?
Might as well. The MIAA is a very competitive league up and down. I know this could take a while, but you know, what's your plan to get this program back to winning league championships and competing for, you know, a postseason for Adrian College football?
Yeah, I'm not naive. You know, I know what's going on out there in the conference. I know how good the football is. I owe a debt of thanks, frankly, to Peter Sturzma. I think he was the first high school guy in a while, probably outside of Ron Labadie a few years ago, that came and took a head coaching job and I think got some attention. And then obviously Jason Couch has done the same thing. So number one, I appreciate them helping to get this opportunity for me. On top of that, we've already watched tape. I mean, we know what people are doing in our conference, and frankly, even on spare Saturdays, I'm watching games, I'm streaming games, and we know what they're doing. So I think the biggest thing that we need to do is we need to try to get good quickly. And to do that, we need to be fundamentally sound. We need to not beat ourselves. We need to play solid football, mistake-free football, and keep those games close. And then when you're close in a game, then you find a way to win. And when you find a way to win, it becomes hard to lose. And that's really what the kind of the process has to be and how that has to play out. The better the players, the quicker the chance that you have to do that. Coaching is great, and I keep looking at these guys. At the end of the day, players make plays. It's the players that are going to get the job done for you. So we have to develop the ones we have, keep the ones we have, and also find new ones and create that family of guys that are going to take us to the top. It could be a while. I don't want to make any promises, but we don't like it to take a while. We want to be competitive immediately.
All right. Again, everyone, thank you for coming. As I stated earlier, Adrian College TV will have this on demand on their YouTube channel shortly after our event here. But we look forward to seeing you all in September for the 2024 football season. Thank you.
Thank you.